The beauty of trusting yourself is that you step out of the cycle of seeking validation from others. You realize that your opinion of yourself is what matters. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Have you ever look back on a decision and think, I knew it. I should have listened to myself. That quiet feeling in your stomach, the whisper in your chest, that feeling you couldn't quite explain. Turns out it wasn't random. That was your gut trying to guide you. The truth is, your intuition has been speaking to you all along. The question is, have you been listening? So let's talk about how to recognize it, trust it, and stop talking yourself out of it. Let's be real. Trusting yourself isn't always easy because from the moment we are little, we are taught to look outside ourselves for answers. To ask, for example, adults to follow the rules. And as we grow up, that conditioning just evolves. We start to believe that everyone else knows better. So we second guess. We probably hesitate. We turn down the volume on our own inner knowing, just in case it might be wrong. Because what if we mess up? What if someone judges us? What if we disappoint someone? And that fear of getting it wrong, keeps us stuck. It keeps us looking for more opinions, for more confirmation, more signs from the universe. But here's the shift. You don't need another opinion. You don't need 15 more tabs open. You don't need permission. What you really need is to pause, to listen, and to trust. Because the truth is, your body, your heart, your gut, they have been trying to speak to you this whole time. You just might have been trained not to listen. And once you start unlearning that, things get a lot easier and a lot clearer and a lot smoother. Here's where things get interesting. Because when we talk about intuition, it's not this dramatic, life-changing voice that tells you exactly what to do every moment. Instead, it's more quiet. It's almost like an inner whisper, a knowing that comes from somewhere deep inside of you. And here's the thing. It's not always what we expect. Often it's calm, it's clear, and it feels right. Like the moment you realize this is exactly what I should do. No anxiety, no second guessing, just a deep, unshakable certainty. However, intuition isn't magic or something like this. And it's not a superpower reserved for a chosen few. It's actually your inner wisdom, the deep, often quiet voice shaped by your past experiences, your subconscious observations, and your emotional intelligence. It's the part of you that picks up on patterns and signals long before your logical mind can catch up. But here is where it gets tricky, because intuition is quiet. It's easy to second guess it, especially in a world that celebrates logic and data and proof. Trusting a gut feeling can feel, for example, irresponsible, maybe even naive. But think about it. How many times have you gone against your gut only to regret it later? On the flip side, intuition isn't fear. It's not anxiety pretending to protect yourself. It's not the inner critic trying to keep you small. Fear often feels more desperate or hysterical. Intuition is calm. Fear screams. Intuition nudges. Fear wants certainty. Intuition invites you to trust, even when you can't see the full picture yet. Okay, now that we have conveyed what intuition feels like, let's talk about how to reconnect with it, especially when you feel disconnected or lost in the noise of life. The first thing to remember is that intuition requires space to show up. The more external noise you have, the harder it becomes to hear your inner voice. When we are constantly consuming information, for example, through social media, advice from others, or even just being busy all the time, our intuition gets drowned out. It's like trying to hear someone whispering in a crowded room. That's nearly impossible. The key is to quiet the room. This doesn't mean you have to go to a retreat or that you have to go to a mountaintop, unless that sounds nice to you, but it does mean making intentional time for stillness. This can be as simple as unplugging for a bit, taking a break from your phone, or putting down the to-do list and just sitting with yourself. No distractions, no pressure. Just you in the quiet. And when you do get that space, try asking yourself, what feels true for me right now? Before you go searching for answers on the internet or waiting for someone else to tell you what to do, ask yourself first. Often the answer is already there, inside of you. But we have gotten so used to looking outward that we forget to look inward. Another powerful way to reconnect with your inner knowing is through journaling. It's like having a conversation with yourself on paper. Start writing your thoughts down, and you will begin to see patterns, see ideas and insights that were there all along. It can be a great tool for assessing that inner voice. Spending time in nature is another simple yet incredible effective way to get in touch with your intuition, whether it's a walk through the park, sitting by the ocean, or simply stepping outside and breathing fresh air. Nature has a way of calming the mind and the nervous system and opening up space for your intuition to flow. When you are away from all the distractions, it's easier to hear the whisper of your heart. And finally, stillness. Take a few minutes each day to just sit in silence. No thoughts, no agenda, just being with yourself. This is where you start to hear that inner voice again. And when you do, trust it. The more you practice creating this space and asking the right questions, the easier it gets to hear your intuition. Your inner knowing is always there. You just need to make room for it to speak. And now let's talk about something special, because trusting yourself isn't always a smooth ride. In fact, our intuition doesn't mean you will never feel fear. It doesn't mean you won't have moments where your knees are shaking or your stomach drops when you make a decision, a big move. It doesn't mean you will always feel calm and confident in every choice. What it does mean is that you are choosing to trust your own truth over the comfort of staying in the familiar or following what others think you should do. And that's where the fear comes in. The fear comes from breaking away from the expectations of others, or from the fear of failure, from the fear of rejection, or making a mistake. When you listen to your inner voice, you often stepping into the unknown. You might feel vulnerable. You might be worried about how others will react or what they will think. You might fear that you are doing the wrong thing or going in the wrong direction. But here is the important part. It's okay to feel fear. It's absolutely natural, but it's also important to recognize that fear doesn't mean you are making a wrong choice. It just means you are doing something that feels new. Not everyone will get it when you start making decisions based on your inner knowing. And that's okay. You don't need anyone else's approval to follow your intuition. You don't need validation from the outside world to feel confident. Trusting yourself might feel hard at first, but the more you do it, the stronger your intuition becomes. And now here's the part that really makes it all worth it. The freedom that comes from trusting yourself. When you start listening to that inner voice, when you choose to act on your intuition rather than looking outside of yourself for constant validation, something amazing happens. You begin to experience more confidence and more balance. You see, the more you trust yourself, the less you need to overthink everything. Decision making becomes easier, and you no longer feel paralyzed by what ifs or should I do this, because your inner compass points you in the direction that is in alignment with yourself, and you stop second guessing yourself at every turn. It's like a mental weight lifts off your shoulders, and you are able to move forward with clarity, with confidence, and with purpose. And instead of feeling stuck in a loop of doubt, you will find yourself flowing with a sense of direction, and you start attracting opportunities that resonate with your true self, and you start saying no to things that drain your energy or don't align with your personal vision or goals. And when you are in this place of self-trust, guess what? You show up differently. You show up more confident, you show up more authentic and more powerful. You stop playing small because you understand that you are capable and worthy of all the things you desire. The beauty of trusting yourself is that you step out of the cycle of seeking validation from others. You realize that your opinion of yourself is what matters. It's time to stop outsourcing your wisdom to everyone else and start trusting the voice inside of you that has always been there. The more you listen to that voice, the clearer it will get, the louder it will get. It's like a muscle that strengthens with use. And the more you tune in, the more confident you will feel in your ability to navigate life's uncertainties, all challenges, and decision-making processes. And the best part, you don't need to wait for the perfect sign. The sign is right here within you. You have everything you need to succeed in life. You have the inner wisdom inside you. And now it's time to act on that wisdom. So stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the right moment. Your truth is already within reach, and it's waiting for you to trust yourself, to step into it, and to create a life you don't need a vacation from.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.